Hello, this is Pastor Rick, and I want to welcome you to the Sunday Forum on this Sunday, August the 13th. Last week, we talked about the movie Barbie. This week, we're going to talk about another film that's a blockbuster, Oppenheimer, the story about the father of the atomic bomb. And so we're doing this as a two-part series on films and how we bring our theological resources to these films so it helps us with our moral deliberations. So as these two are called together now in all the marketing, it's Barbenheimer. So Barbie was last week, Oppenheimer is this week, and here we've got a film focusing on the use of the atomic bomb during World War II. And really there are a few events that elicit and reflects the complexity of moral decision-making, like the dropping of the atom bomb there on August 6, 1945 at 8:16 a.m. in the morning. The bomb was called the Little Boy. It was dropped over Hiroshima by the plane, the Enola Gray. We know all those facts from history. We know the moral complexity because on the one side, it stopped the war, at least after the dropping of the second atomic weapon. And so it saved lives. At the same time, many people feel today that even the use, any use of atomic or nuclear weapons is just unthinkable because of its destructive power. And so this film raises up all those complexities within a story of Oppenheimer himself, lifting him up because these moral complexities play out at least on 2 or 3 levels. And the first is, of course, the creation, the father of the atomic bomb, and how he wrestles with the notion, well, I invented it, I place it on the table, could it be a preventative of war? And he feels strongly by the end of the movie that mistakes were made, but that he invented it, but he did not use it. He did not employ it. That was President Truman. And you get that confrontation between the two men in the White House in the film, and how they're both working through the moral issues of the creation and use of atomic weaponry at that time. So that's one level, and that's a conversation that continues today. For example, between Russia and Ukraine, will Russians use tactical nuclear weapons on the battlefield? So that's one level of moral complexity that we think about as Christians and we discuss. The second was that Oppenheimer, how to say this nicely, he was a womanizer. He was cheating with his wives every time he got married. And he's living this complex moral life, even while he's working at another complex moral level with the atomic weaponry. And so we see this truly human man with a good heart getting himself all wrapped up with these moral issues, both on a personal level and on an international level at the same time. And that's the way often life is. There are multiple issues, multiple complexities of moral decision-making going on in our lives, in the church's life, in the national life, all at the same time. The third level to watch for in the film is how politics functions in Washington, D.C. And here we see some politicians who have aspirations to be a part of the cabinet and who are willing to undermine him and set him up as a sacrificial lamb for their careers, for their own promotion. And we see that playing out not just with these politicians themselves, but also with their staffs who are undermining each other both for and against Oppenheimer. So in the end, a lot of complexity to the film. It shows how messy and muddy decision-making can be, and when those decisions are made, what are the consequences? A great film, because in the scriptures we have those same anxieties as Christians are trying to figure out what is idolatry, what is not idolatry. Can we sacrifice to idols? Can we not sacrifice to idols? Christians struggle with this in the United States about slavery. Can we practice slavery? Is slavery evil? What does the Bible say about this? And Oppenheimer pushes us into that same direction. So I hope that you will enjoy the film, but also, again, discuss it afterward. How do Christians face these big moral issues and the personal moral issues and the political moral issues all at the same time? Thanks for joining us on the Sunday Forum. Bye-bye now.